In this session, I am going to discuss about BCG and GE Matrix. So what is the learning objective of this session? To understand the concept of BCG and GE Matrix. So now let us understand the concept of portfolio analysis first before we elaborate on BCG and GE Matrix. So what is portfolio analysis? So portfolio analysis is a systematic way to analyze the products and services that make up an association's business portfolio. Each of these is one of the association's strategic business units. Each business consists of portfolio of products and services. Okay. So here in this, concept, we are using strategic business unit. For example, let us talk about the Reliance organization. So Reliance Energy is one strategic business unit. Reliance Telecommunication is one strategic business unit. And Reliance Textile is one strategic unit, and Reliance Fresh is another strategic unit. So, strategic business unit. So, from sitting at the headquarters, corporate headquarters, they would like to, know the performance of the respective strategic business unit. I mean, the business units, business portfolio. Okay. So, this BCG matrix will completely give you a picture about how the performance of each of these strategic business unit is performing in the market. They can very well understand using this matrix, and we will go in detail about this portfolio analysis using these two techniques called BCG matrix and GE matrix. Okay. So in portfolio analysis, basically the resource commitment on best products to ensure continued success. For example, if a company like Coca-Cola want to analyze the product portfolio, for example, it has many product categories. For example, we can talk about Coca-Cola carbonated drinks, Sprite we have Slice, we have the other carbonated drinks such as Diet Coke. All these are considered to be the each SBUs, and they want to understand which category of the product line is really performing well using this BCG matrix, and also how much the resource commitment on this new costly product. Is there any high risk involved in it? Considering the growth and market share will be analyzed in this portfolio analysis. Okay. So moving further to go in detail to make us understand specifically about BCG matrix, the Boston Consulting Group product portfolio matrix is designed basically to help with long-term strategic planning, to help a business consider growth opportunities by reviewing its portfolio of products to decide where to invest on the product line, or to whether to discontinue with the product line or which is not performing well in the particular quadrants, which has two variables. We all know that relative market share and relative market growth. It is also known as growth share matrix. Let us see now more in detail to make this concept understand in a better sense with the appropriate example. If you look at this, you can see here the business growth rate here. It has been calculated in terms of percentage, and also the relative market, relative competitive position in terms of the market share. How much the customer has, how much the product is having market share that has been when compared to the competitor. That's why it is used here as relative competitive position. So let us, based on these two parameters, that is business growth rate and relative competitive position, we have four quadrants here in this BCG matrix. You can see this star, and you have question marks, you have dogs, you have cash cows. When you look at, when you compare with these two variables here, let us see the condition of cash cow. If you look at the cash cow, basically the relative, competitive position, I mean the market share is considered to be very high in terms of cash cow. Whereas if you look at the business growth, definitely if you look at here, it is really low here. You understand this? So the business growth rate is low for cash cow, but the market share is high for cash cow. That's a condition here. And moving further, when you look at the star is always a superstar. So basically here, when you compare the market share, it is considered to be high. Market share is also considered to be high. And when you compare the growth rate, it is also seems to be high. So that's a good condition for any strategic business unit. And when you look at the question mark, so when you look at the question mark, you have, that is like a cat on the wall situation. So when you look at here, the market share for question mark is literally low, but the business growth rate is literally high. Okay, so we'll have a lot of inference by analyzing the product line, where the product line lies in these four quadrants. And obviously the dogs, if you look at the condition of dog, both the business growth rate as well as the market share is literally low. So let us also look at the various strategy involved in four quadrants, what we're supposed to do in using this BCG matrix. So the BCG model is well-known portfolio management tool used in product life cycle theory that was invented in the early 1970s by a consulting group called Boston Consulting Group. The BCG model can be used to determine what priorities should be given in the product portfolio of business unit. Placing products in the BCG model results in four categories in portfolio of a company, which I was discussing earlier about the four quadrants. One is cash cow, dog, star, okay, and also question mark. So this is the condition here. We have four quadrants here. One is star, and cash cow, dog, and question mark. So I was explaining you about the conditions involved in these four quadrants. Okay, so you can see that four quadrants here. Next one, let us go one by one. That is, let us understand the condition of each quadrants. That is, let's start with stars. So what is the condition of star? So as I said earlier, it is having high growth rate as well as high market share. So high market share in a growing market is very conducive for the products. And of course it generates large amount of cash because of their strong relative market share, but also consume lot of cash due to their growth rate because companies has to spend more on, since the growth rate is high, in order to get more customer base, they have to spend more money on advertising and promotion in order to reach out the customers. And if you look at the market share is kept, stars are likely to grow into cash cow in near future. So that's the condition about stars. Next one is, let us talk about question mark. What is this condition is all about? So these products are in growing market but have low market share. Question mark are essentially new products where buyers have yet to discover them. For example, we talk about 5G products, all that are quite new to the market, and a lot of products which falls under the category of question mark. The marketing strategy is to get markets to adopt this product. Question mark naturally have high demands and low returns due to low market share. And these products need to increase their market share quickly, or they become, if they don't do that, then they become, go into a stage called dog, where we don't have a market share, we don't have a growth rate also. The best way to handle question mark is to either invest heavily in them to gain market share or to sell them. I mean, you have to divest them. Okay. So let's talk about the other quadrant, the condition called cash cow. So cash cows are in a position of high market, a mature market. If competitive, but if you look at the market growth, it is not that much high, but market share is huge. If a competitive advantage has been achieved, cash cows have naturally having high profit margin and generate a lot of cash flow for the organization. Because of the low growth, promotion and placement investments, we don't need to do that. We no need to invest on it, so the investments are naturally low. And investments into supporting infrastructure can improve efficiency and increase cash flow more. So cash cows are the product that businesses strive for. So because it gives, we can milk more money out of this product line. Next one is we have a condition called dogs. Dogs are in low growth markets and have low market share. So this is a very not a conducive condition for any products or for any organization. So what happened? We supposed to, dogs should be avoided and minimized to the possible extent. And if you look at the expensive turnaround plans, usually do not help. So we have to liquidate that particular product. So with that, I have explained you about the conditions pertaining to the four quadrants. Let us also look at the limitations of using BCG matrix by organization. If you look at the BCG matrix, it has only involved two variables. One is high market growth rate and high market share. So that's why we conclude it is too simplistic. And the next one is the link between market share and profitability is a questionable one. And also, if you look at the growth rate, is only one aspect of industry attractiveness, because there are many more factors and parameters which talks about industry attractiveness, but BCG matrix is not giving more importance to other factors which is inducing the industry attractiveness. And if you look at the product lines or business units are considered in relations to the one market leader, and the market share is only one aspect of overall competitive position. So we all know from Porter's 5-force model, the competitive position is determined by many other factors, not only by the market share. So let us take an example. Let us apply this concept with this example so that we can understand how this BCG matrix is helpful for companies like Coca-Cola. So if you look at the question mark, for as far as Coca-Cola is concerned, there are two products. One is Sprite and Fanta. These two products are having high growth but low market share. So company naturally has to invest more on advertising and promotion, and they need to use both push and pull strategy to have a faster offtake from the shelf. So they have to spend more on these two products. And next one is Stars. If you look at the products like Thumbs Up of Coca-Cola Company and Mazda and Kinley, it is having high growth but high market share. That's why this particular product are naturally doing well, and we can also include the carbonated category called Coca-Cola also falls under this category. Okay, next one is because what happened, there is a lot of consciousness about carbonated drink. That's why now what happened, we are not able to add that cola drink in this category called star, because people consumers are very health conscious, and carbonated drinks is more prone towards it is carcinogenic, and consumers are very well aware about it, and they are not interested to go for carbonated cola drink. And when you look at the cash cow, so uh, you know now already this cola drink has been established, very well established in the market, and even though now people are health conscious, but there are a lot of loyal customers who have an existing customer base, and people are only will go for this cola because they're getting addicted towards this cola drink, and obviously they go for it. So even though it has a low growth rate, but it is having high market share. So the Coca-Cola company is trying to milk more money from this product. Next one is about the dog. Dogs have a low growth, low market share. And if you look at the Kinley soda or Minute Maid Pulpy Orange or Diet Coke, these products are all falls under this dog category. And Coca-Cola has to either reposition it and move towards the question mark. From there, it can move to star. Otherwise, it is a big problem for dog. It will consume more of the resources of the company. So it is to better get away from these products. So now let us take one more example called Google. So question mark, we can categorize this Google Play under question mark, and under star we can use this Google Plus and YouTube. So if you more invest Instagram, if you more invest on this particular products, definitely what happen, since it is having high growth rate and high market share, it is a beautiful context for the organization, that is for Google. So next one is, let us talk about the cash cow, milk to fund other businesses. So obviously, when you look at Google search engine, it is a massive success, and everyone is using Google search engine, and through advertisements from corporate through the search engine, I think this Google company is earning a lot of money. So that's why we call it as it is a cash cow. And when you look at this Orkut and Web 2.0 of Google, it is considered to be a dog, and it is not. If these two products are not picking up, and they have to sell this business. So the conclusion about the BCG matrix, BCG matrix has its limitation. It is one of the most famous and simple portfolio planning matrix used by a large company having multi products. So moving further, let us now let us understand about the better model for analyzing the portfolio. We have the GE matrix. Basically, GE Matrix helps a strategic business unit to evaluate its overall strength. Each product, brand, service, or potential product is mapped in this industry attractiveness and business strength space. So when you compare BCG Matrix with that of GE Matrix, the GE multifactorial was first developed by McKinsey of General Electric in the 1970s. Why we call it as multifactorial? Because in BCG matrix we have taken only two variables, that is relative market share and relative market growth. But in this context of GE Matrix, we have taken many factorial variables to estimate or evaluate the strategic business unit strength as well as the industry attractiveness. So if you look at this GE McKinsey matrix, there are two factors. Industry attractiveness is determined by many factors, and the other dimension we call it as business strength and competitive position. So when you look at the business strength and competitive position, it has been categorized into 9 cells. You can see A, B, C, D, F, E, G, H, and let us individually explain how these quadrants has been defined. So when you talk about the business strength reflect the market share, the technological advantage of the product, and also the product quality, and the operating cost of the product, and also price competitiveness. So if you look at the dimension of business strength, it has been determined by very well clearly by market share, technological advantage, product quality, operating cost, and price competitiveness. So next one is when you talk about the dimension of industry attractiveness, which reflects market size and growth, capital requirements, and competitive industry. So industry attractiveness, which talk about also about competitive intensity. Okay. Next one is both business strength and industry attractiveness are categories as low, medium, and high. That's a way you can see the matrix. And combining the business strength and industry attractiveness, we got variable seeds of 9-cell matrix that identify business units as winners, question marks, average businesses, profit producers, and losses. So what is the disadvantage? I mean the limitation of McKinsey matrix. It can quite complicated and cumbersome because we use many variables to evaluate the products. I mean the portfolio of products, and the numerical estimates of industry attractiveness and business strength, competitive position give the appearance of objectivity, but they are in reality. It is kind of a subjective judgment, and it cannot effectively depict the position or business units in developing industries. And if you look at the portfolio analysis, there are many advantages of portfolio analysis. It encourages top management to evaluate each of the businesses individually and set objectives and allocate resources for each. It stimulates the use of externally oriented data to supplement management judgment. It raises the issue of cash flow availability for use in expansion and growth. Its graphic depiction facilitates communication. That is an advantage of portfolio analysis, especially with specific reference to GE Matrix. So if you look at the portfolio analysis, there are certain limitations associated with the limitation of portfolio analysis. It is not easy to define product or market segment. It suggests the use of standard strategies that can miss opportunities or be impractical. It provides an illusion of scientific rigor when in reality positions are based on subjective judgments. It is not always clear what makes an industry attractive or where a product is in its life cycle. That has to be clearly articulated and analyzed. Otherwise, it's a very difficult task for the organization. So with that, hope I have given the input to make you understand the concept of BCG matrix, was given by Boston Consulting Group. and GE Matrix given by General Electric Company. Thank you very much.